Hello, gorgeous, beautiful, divine, intuitive beings. It's Tiffany here with the beautiful Marcia O'Regan. And I was just saying to Marcia backstage, we're going to be completely transparent with you. I was saying to Marcia backstage, Marcia, even though I have known you and our paths have entwined since 2014, I still don't really know how to introduce you. So, do you want to introduce yourself? And what did you say, Marcia?
I said, I don't know either. I leave it up to you.
Indeed. And you know what? Actually, and when I say this, yeah, it can sound a bit like I'm putting you on a pedestal when I say this, and it's not meant with that energy. It's just coming from a place of truth, right? Around what I feel, my perception. Oh, absolutely. So God has the word Jehovah in the tetragram. I can't even say it, tetranonogram or something like that. But anyway, it's Hebrew, and there's these four letters. They're on the wheel of the wheel of fortune in the tarot, and you can't pronounce them really. The closest you can get to them is Jehovah, but it's more like it's more like breath. So, like when you try and say the name of God, it's like breath. It's like there's no word really for God. Like words fail us. And I think that is something intuitives have a lot of issues within the world when they're trying to kind of communicate what they do, when they're asked what they do. It's just like,
Yeah.
but what I love about Marcia, peeps, and I can see that there's people coming joining us, which is fantastic, and I've prepped them about your energy as well, and so I'm sure they will get to feel your energy as I let you talk in a minute. I promise, but Marcia's energy is something that is it's got to be experienced. I don't think it can really be spoken for. But what I love about Marcia is that she is holding a whole new beacon or a whole new trailblazing example of how we can lead in this type of business and still not know how to introduce ourselves. She's an incredibly successful spiritual leader, I would say. And yeah, that's why I'm really honored to have you as part of this movement on Tuesday. That is the first event raising awareness for the international intuitives, the intuitive that has been told that they're evil, not equal, the intuitive that's told that they're weird, not wonderful, although weird means connected to fate. So I would say we're weird and wonderful, and has been told to feel shame rather than shine. And it's something that I know that is very close to your heart. So are you able at all to put any words to what you feel you will be bringing to the table on Tuesday as part of the 11 speakers?
No, because I don't know until I start. But what I do
Mm,
know is that I feel like when I saw the countdown as we were starting this, I felt emotional. And I really feel, Tiffany, that this is so much bigger. Like it came out through my eyes, like I was going to cry. It's like I feel
there for me.
you're bringing some kind of and through the eyes, the eyes are the windows of our soul. The eyes is where we see the truth, where we see beyond the veil. Okay. And I feel, and I'm getting tinglings all around my head, is that this is going to be like a portal that will be opened, and it will be flooded with this beautiful diamond light. And can you imagine all of us shining our own version of our diamond light and connecting that to the grid of pure consciousness. So I feel, and it's kind of coming back to me now. Remember, I said in April that we were in April, the energy was then there was a new template. A new template was being, it took the whole month of April to have this template of light grid anchored into the earth. So before it was kind of unsteady. So the beings of light were trying to get this at the exact center point where everything settled. And May is where it's the activation of that light, the activation of that power. And of course, us as intuitives are being called to really, are the carriers. We're the keepers in some respects of this light, of this consciousness, of this divine truth, of this divine justice. And now we must speak of that. We need to, we will be showing up more, being more visible, being brave enough, you know, like you, Tiffany, saying, I am the founder of this intuitive awareness. You are the activation of that. That's a big energy. And this will bring freedom because we can speak clearly. We can speak from our hearts, right? We are going back to the purest ancient divine wisdom that was there, and that then people realize, oh my God, these people are getting way too powerful. So we will bring in kind of authorities, religions, that you'll have to do this to connect to this high being. And that is not true. You are of that.
Wow.
So.
And this is why you are holding the place that you are holding on the tree. You have just spoken total truth. I do get emotional every time I go live with a speaker, more and more. And I do feel the tears burning in the back of my eyes. So you not only echoed what was unspoken there, but there is something about you echoing what is unspoken or bringing up from the depths what is unspoken, and I'll explain why. But I just want to say hi to Marie and Janet that are joining us, and there's someone else that said hello, but bless, we can't see your name. It just says hi, lady. So let us know who you are. And also, in the next 10 minutes, whilst Marcia is here live, we are live. We're not holograms. We are real. You know, if there's anything that you want to ask her, please feel free. Now is absolutely your chance. But I'm just going to show you what I mean by the position that Marcia holds for us. So this here is the flower of life. Some of you might know it. And the flower of life, I don't know, I just felt like that was the logo for International Intuitives. And then I put this graphic together myself because although International Intuitives has been building within me for a long time, actually, like, you know what it's like. I know you know what it's like, Marcia, when you finally get the green light. It's like everything has to happen now. And it was over the bank holiday weekend, and I had 1 week to put this together, the whole thing from beginning to end. And it was like, oh crumbs, time to crack open Canva and do this myself. And so I made this graphic. I didn't really know what I was doing. I totally didn't know what I was doing at all, really. And then when I finished, I looked at it and I was totally aghast. I was like, oh my gosh, because this symbol, now obviously it makes sense because the tree of life is in the flower of life, right? But I was mindlessly just aligning up 11 speakers in these little flower places, not really thinking of the tree of life. And then afterwards I was like, holy moly, because there's 11 Sephiroths on the tree of life, which are these wheels, okay, and they all represent a whole. It's like, the whole universe, the law of the universe, the book of the universe. And it was like, oh my goodness. Now, on some modules of the Tree of Life, or should I say every model of the Tree of Life, it's hard to explain. I'm definitely not an expert on it, but it's really known as having 10 Sephiroths. The 11th Sephiroth, which is where you are, Marcia, here, is called Dart, and it's hidden, right? And it's the door. Dart means door, and it's the doorway from the divine. So it's like it's very high priestess energy, and I know that you carry that so strong, and it's also very Isis energy, which is also what I know that you carry strong as well. Dart is also the Alta Major, which is the chakra at the base of the skull that connects the third eye and the throat. So it's about being able to speak out as an intuitive and express that divine wisdom. And so, yeah, what do you think of that? I mean, personally, I was quite blown away by it.
It's amazing. So as you were speaking, so listen to this. So I'm a twin.
Okay.
And I was hidden behind my sister.
Wow.
Yeah. And my mother didn't know that she was having twins until 6 weeks before we were born. Because back then, they didn't have ultrasounds. They had, X-rays.
Mm-hmm.
And so that struck me. I was like, oh my, I mean, you could not make this up. So that I'm in that position, hidden. And then the other thing I feel about this deep passion that I have, that what gives me the greatest joy is to see the women that work with me really shine, really hugely successful, really stand into their power. So it's like that I am kind of behind that veil, and my job is to have these amazing leaders like you, Tiffany, to really do their big work. And I keep on saying as well, like, it isn't about me. And now, like, even seeing that, I kind of understand. I'm like, oh my God, it's beginning to make sense.
I feel emotional again.
Incredible, isn't it? You couldn't make this up. Because I think also as a society, we have been conditioned to, to give our power, like look up to other people. And I am so not available for that. Even Divinely Prosper that I've created as a container for women like you, I keep having to say, you're not behind me, you're beside me. We're doing it together. So it's like, and I can't do this alone. Like, so this is why, as intuitive women and intuitive men, that we are being called to be braver, brighter, groundbreakers, trailblazers, leaders, because leaders are not followers, okay? We are doing things that have not been done before.
That's right.
And together, to do that big work, we need each other.
We absolutely do need each other. And that is just so perfectly said. That's exactly what this movement is about. We can't do it on our own whatsoever. It does take a collective movement. And there was no doubt in my mind, because I am in Divinely Prosper, which is Marcia's group, and there's no doubt in my mind for her ability to actually. I remember you posted a quote once which said, true leaders don't force, they they do something. And there was a picture of I don't know if it was a big duck and all these little ducks behind, but I get what you're saying about the beside thing. But the energy was just like, this is Marcia's energy. Like when you're in Marcia's energy, everything is just that you don't have to force anything. So although, you know, Marcia, you are very passionate, you know, and it does come across in your voice. There is like nothing that is hard or forceful or pushy either. It's a pure place of passion and love, and that it comes from that vibration which makes everything unblock. I mean, that's why I'm in Divinely Prosper, because your energy makes everything unblock. It's quite incredible. And I guess that's also what Dart would do as well, being the open doorway and allowing that energy of the magic to kind of come through, which nobody else in the world can see. It's just like, oh, we have to struggle on our own. No, we are a collective. Also, Dart is the place, I read it this morning, where it said, let me try and recall this, all of the Sethros unite, all of them come together and they work in perfect, infinite, divine harmony.
Yeah.
That's you. 110% you. And so I am incredibly honoured to have you as part of this movement, International Intuitives Raising Awareness, which is the first event of its kind, but it's raising awareness for actual International Intuitive Awareness Day, which is the 11th of the 11th. And it's a call out to all of you beautiful divine intuitives that feel that it's time to place yourself. I don't know what's in what I'm saying in my throat, but my mind is going like, I don't really understand this, but it's like the words I've got is place yourself on the map. I don't understand why. Is there any last things you want to say? And peeps, you have 1 minute to get a question in. Okay, so speak now. We're talking about Darth, which is about speaking up, speaking out, and not being in the hiding. But that's fascinating what you said about the twin high priestess in the tarot, as well as number 2. You know, so you've got that twin energy as well. And yes, Lisa says come out of the spiritual closet, which is the name of Mel's talk, tapping to come out of the spiritual closet. And I think yours is about the intuitive misfit, but how to find the gift in it. Is there anything you want to say basically before we end, Marcia?
No, and I think it's just that our minds want to know, but I keep saying we don't need to know, because that's the business of the divine. You just need to take the step and to understand as well that, so I was saying to Tiffany earlier on, so last night, just before I went to sleep, I felt this terrible feeling of despair, and I was like, you know, what is this? And I feel it's the collective. I think this is also why us intuitives, the divine cannot do the work unless we're showing up, unless we're in the room. Okay. It's not the things, it's us. Our presence are the activators of the change that is happening. You know, thy will be done on earth as it is at heaven. This is what this whole global pandemic is about. Now, what I did with that feeling was I went to God and I asked God, I said, God, can you please help our earth plane and the beautiful souls on it? And I heard the word love. And then I heard True Love Tuesday. And I thought it was TRUE. And then I was shown the word THROUGH. True Love Tuesday. And funnily enough, it was 11/11. Now, I'd forgotten that your awareness day is the 11/11, in November.
Yeah.
And what I feel And so this is what it is. It's just like my next, I was like, okay, so now what do I do with that? My job, even though I don't know what it's going to be involve, is that I am going to show up every Tuesday at 11:11, and I'm just going to connect in with the frequency of the love, and it will come through. The energy will come through. And so we as intuitives need to know that we don't need to know or figure anything out, because of our power, then it's already being figured out up there, right?
Absolutely.
So we have
Yes.
nothing to figure out. The only thing that we have to do is to keep our vibration high, ground ourselves, be brave, get out of our own way, and just follow the cue, knowing that the divine has all the details taken care of. Just like you're doing, Tiffany. And we're doing this. That's why I'm honored as well to be part of this. And because I've always honored and admired your work, because even how you work, it's not like anybody else. Like we're not like anyone else. So can we just be our individual beautiful rays of light and create the rainbow in the world? And that rainbow has the magic, but a rainbow cannot be created with just one single ray.
That's
It's
right.
created through the myriad, and even the colors. Like I can see here behind my I was going to say stepmother, my mother-in-law painted this for me.
Oh,
All these colors have different shades of red, and in the red ray of the rainbows, there are different shades if you look closer, and there's a place for all of the colors, all of our lights. And when we bring that together, I mean, transformation happens. So that's what I want to say.
and you just made me realize that the rainbow needs to be part of the logo, because back in 2011, so there's the 11 again, I arranged a global meditation to help souls cross over. I got a channeled message that there were still so many souls struggling to cross over from the two world wars, and that we needed to strengthen the rainbow bridge around the world. And there was a group of us that did it in St. Michael's Mount in Cornwall, but the reason we did it there was because apparently that's like where the rainbow bridge goes around to Uluru and back up again. So the rainbow is a really powerful part of that collectiveness, just like you're saying. It's about bringing the whole world together and raising the vibration so that we can transform, so that we can heal, so we can move, so we can shift, so we can just go forward and be where we're supposed to be. And as I'm saying that, I've got rainbows around my room because the sun has struck. Don't really want to show you my room. I'm doing this kind of studio thing where everything looks pristine in this box, so you just got to trust me. Maria's given us a rainbow and says, love everything that you're saying. And Janet says, yes, allow us to be who we are, because everyone else is taken, right? And it's so true. This event is very much about coming back to who you are and releasing the conditioning, releasing the, other people's stuff. I think that's probably one of the biggest things as intuitives, how much we take on around that, and then we can't be our true selves. The world, the universe needs us to be our true selves. That's why we are here. What is it? The odds were one out of 400,000 billion or something stupid is the odds of us being here in the world. And so, you have a purpose, and that's what Marcia stands for, activating. And please come and join us. I think you can see just how powerful, this birthing is for all of us. And the link is up in the post, and so you can just click it. Marie is saying, so synchronistic. Oh, maybe the rainbows around the room. I'm also looking at this behind me is quite rainbow colory too. Screen Tara, I think. So the compassion in the world as well. Yes, she deserves to be in the picture. So, yes, hopefully we'll see you then. And thank you. I'm talking to you guys watching, not Marcia. I know she will be there. So, hopefully, guys, we will see you there. The link is up in the post. And I think that's it. Is it, Marcia? Unless you have anything to say? No, we're all done. Download, broadcasted. Fantastic. Thank you so much for showing up and doing your beautiful downloaded energy broadcasts. And they're always fantastic. And guys, just whether you've seen this live or on a replay, just see what happens for the rest of the day. Because I tell you, every time I come into contact with Marcia, there is some shift. So it would be interesting to know if that happens for you. Let us know in the group. All right, my lovelies. And what time is your talk on Tuesday? I've forgotten.
12:30.
Fantastic. I'm glad you know. So 12:30 BST. Marcia will be live in International Intuitives Raising Awareness. And of course, you'll have access to her for the week. The group will be open for the week. So you can come and incubate with us all, the 11 intuitive experts. But we're all intuitive experts. You know, we're just all here helping you to understand where your expertise is. Yes. And it's not about you must take on what we say, but it's like maybe there is something that you haven't really come across before, because this event is very much about raising awareness for intuitives, not just about intuitives. I think being intuitive is such a complex, misunderstood area that even we struggle to understand it ourselves. And if we don't understand it, how the heck can we expect anybody else to understand it? So it's really very much an inside job before it is that external job as well. So it's not so much about learn about crystals or things along those lines, although there's places for that. This is more about them showing up vulnerably and saying, this is what my journey has been like, and this is what I've got from it, and this is what I think you might need to be aware of, and what I think the world might need to be aware of. So we're going deeper. We're going into that dark place that we're talking about. And I can't wait to hear or feel, particularly feel with you, Marcia, what energy comes through from that space on Tuesday. Wow, especially through love, like you said with your message. Okay, so thank you very much for being here, and we'll hopefully see you then. Lots of love, everyone. Bye-bye.